they're going to leak names out, as they go. So Kevin Garnett is the latest name. They get caught in the NBA poker scandal thing. You got to understand, these ain't even the biggest. Well, this may be the biggest, but you had the NFL thing where they was like finessing the medical system with Clinton Portis and them. I think Darius Miles and a few other NBA players. They had something going on with the NBA benefits. So, but poker game, I don't care. When you go to Vegas, you think the odds in your favor. You use x-ray tables and you probably like how they find out somebody lost. This is what happens when you deal with like civilians or you deal with things that's in the group. You know what I'm saying? What ended up happening is somebody gets salty. That's how it always happened, So even in the streets, when somebody gets salty, at least you can take, you can just get them up out of there. You got civilians coming in losing money and people got pride, and it's to the point where I'm going to go snitch. That's it. I'm going to go snitch. I'm mad. I heard they was rigging it. I'm about to go tell. That's it. One domino falls, somebody else tell, somebody else tell, somebody else tell. You try to understand, like, how is this really helping the American people as far as this poker? I don't care. Like, literally, like, how is this, stopping, domestic terrorism or terrorism? Like, we just had a guy in Atlanta that was prepared to, open up shop at the airport. What are we doing to protect this? Y'all focus on this. What about the government shutdown? You know what I'm saying? What's going on there? A lot of these things to take your mind off of it. And unfortunately, Kevin Garnett is absolutely one of my favorite players of all time. And, apparently they said in 2019 he was there. Like, who cares? Like, that's before the pandemic. Like, literally, who cares? Somebody lost their money, found out they got finessed. We see it happen at the dice game all the time. Trick dice, But, people are assuming that somebody is telling. They could have one person that was an informant there, get an employee that was working there. He could be telling everything. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they just trying to make a splash, and this is how they make their careers and move up the ladder. But I think they should be really focused on getting real criminals. That's it. They should be focused on getting actual criminals. Actual serial killers, actual rapists, actual bank robbers, actual thieves. That's where your tax dollars should be going. But, at the end of the day, for them, the more satisfying work is what can move them up the scale and progress their careers. That's what district attorneys do. They try to get the high profile cases. They don't care. See, this is why I don't really care for the justice system in America. They don't care about justice. Okay. They don't care nothing about justice. They care about themselves, their record. They care about moving up the ladder. When they got a name, they don't care if he or she innocent or guilty. They just want to prosecute so their name can go, so they can just take and get a promotion. The justice system is not created to bring justice. You know what I'm saying? It's a misandry system for once. Ain't no equality. If you're seen as a woman, you ain't gonna get the same time as a man for the same crime. It's seen as, it's about my personal gain as a district attorney. It's also seen about the relationship that the lawyer you hire has with the district attorney and the judge that can determine whether you get in or get out, or you have to stay or get out, or how much time you get. That's what it's all boiled down to, relationships. The more money you got, the better lawyer you have a relationship to this. It's not about getting bad guys. It's not about keeping crime off the streets. It's really about personal gain for everybody involved. Why I think child support like that? A lot of those judges, they get bad judgment calls on child support because they get a kickback in their pension from the man. And they know women don't pay shit. Brian McKnight just got an $8.8 million settlement. He not going to see that money from his wife. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. You think he going to see any of that money for real? Any real part of that money he won? No. You know what I'm saying? I read a story where a woman squatted in his house. I think it was for like 5 or 6 years and caused $100,000 of damage. She got to eat it. Women don't pay shit. They don't care about credit. They don't care because they can turn on the waterworks on and somebody will pay it, or they'll overlook their credit and allow them to litter. I mean, that's what it is. So the whole justice system, it don't bring any justice, bro. It don't. That's why you have, vigilantes go out here and people that take justice in their hand, because due processes do bullshit. But this whole thing with KG, I don't think it's a big deal in my opinion. Is anybody in the American public hurt by them doing poker game? Who gives a fuck? Some of y'all got poker games. Some of y'all got poker games right now. Like, y'all chilling. Well, they took millions and thousands of dollars from people. I don't give a fuck if they had 100,000, 200 millions to loot. That ain't my problem. You knew it was illegal. You got finesse. Take your loss like a man. Take your loss like a man or a woman. Don't run to the Fed. That's what happened. Somebody lost their money, ran to the Fed, started crying. Ain't no different when you in the sandbox. Kid kept poking you, finally popped the motherfucker in his mouth, and now you in trouble. That ain't no different than that, bro. Ain't no different than that. So, people insinuating that Chauncey snitched on him, and that's why Chauncey got out so fast. And this is a waste of your tax dollars. Now, the whole fixing game shit, that's important. I think that's more important towards the fans and more important, because the bettors, what does it matter to you? You ain't gonna get the money back with no type of interest. But to your teammates like Terry Rozier, to your team, to the fans, that's one of the worst things you commit to your team. That's the ultimate form of treason. You on our team, but you wearing the other jersey. They don't get no worse than that. We run all these miles, we run all these suicides, we put all these shots up, we prepare our body in the season. You make a $26 million this season alone. That's what we said. And you go out there and you work against the squad. You know what I'm saying? Can't respect it. But this whole poker thing, I mean, so be it. Who cares? These poker games is really holding society back. They don't give a fuck about society, man. Go do something productive. Go get real criminals. Oh, we been following this poker. Who cares? Y'all like they was at cocaine. They was moving keys or some shit. You know what I'm saying? They was selling pounds of weed, and then KG was at a poker game 2019. And who gives a hell? Who literally cares? So check out the NBA Talk playlist, current news playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Amazon, Kick, everywhere. Patreon, the whole nine. Appreciate y'all for blessing me with the opportunity to serenade your ears with this game.